this whole thing just went viral. People on Twitter are posting things like criteria to date a player in the NFL.
There's a lot of NFL-related conversations happening right now with the draft picks happening. I have a bit of a contribution to that topic, and I'm only speaking from my own perspective, from my experience of the NFL players that I have encountered.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So guys, this Philadelphia Eagles Christmas photo is currently going viral on X, Twitter. Can you guys guess why this photo is going viral? Well, to understand that, you'd have to see this photo featuring the main players of the Philadelphia Eagles. As you guys can tell, the majority of the main players are African American, and with topics surrounding draft day, this whole thing just went viral. People on Twitter are posting things like criteria to date a player in the NFL. And then you have other users who are clapping back at those posts with posts like this. A short comic which starts with a post of a man asking a black woman out. She says no thanks. He goes to another black woman. She says no thanks. The third post shows he goes to another black woman. She says no thanks. And finally, he decides to date a white woman. And all three of those black women come back and say, how come you don't like black women? And then there's other posts like this chick who says some other black girlfriends are not pictured at this party. And she's saying, well, there are men within the Philadelphia Eagles who do date black women. They just didn't go to that party. But there's something else that I find very interesting about this whole discussion. And that's that just about a week ago, we saw Simone Biles get on a podcast and address her thoughts and opinions and feelings towards women who are calling for her to divorce her husband, who is an NFL player, and he's black. But women were calling, specifically black women, were calling for her to divorce her husband, and she wasn't feeling that, right? And the reason why they wanted Simone to divorce her NFL black husband was because they didn't feel like she was on a high enough pedestal. You guys know my opinion about this whole thing when it comes to a lot of these chicks who have a modern outlook on marriage. And in this case, we're talking about black women. If you don't have your woman on a pedestal and you're not bowing down 10 to 20 times a day, especially on camera where everybody can see you, well, then she needs to leave you. She needs to divorce you. You're horrible. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
And you might think, oh, there you go again, Shisha, just twisting the words. And they weren't calling for her to divorce her husband. Yes, they were. She actually said it. Check it out.
Yes, and I love to support him. And by the way, like, it was kind of hyped up, you know, boys, whatever. Like,
yes,
those conversations or drinking their little tequila, whatever it is. There was nothing foul about it.
They were drinking coffee. I saw them.
And that was all going crazy and trending. What are you guys saying to each other?
I thought it was hilarious what people were saying. Divorce him, divorce him. And then they hurt my feelings. And then, like, one night I broke down and I'm like, why are you guys talking about my husband like this? Like, you don't know him. You don't know who he is. And if anybody's met him, they know he's the sweetest guy and will do anything for anybody.
So there's the proof. There's the proof just to refresh your memory. So here's what I find odd. A lot of chicks today, especially women who are out here dating, and they're viewing this is not the type of relationship they want. What Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles actually have together, they don't want that. When they see the black men with the white women in the NFL, they think it should be them. And you might be asking, well, how does this tie in? And this is where I'm trying to get to here. I have a strong feeling that the same women who were trying to pressure Simone into divorcing her husband, her NFL husband, black love, right, are the same women who are angry about black men dating white women and marrying them in the NFL. Same women angry. And my question when I started thinking about this was, why do you want those men with black women? Is it because you want black women lifted up? Because I'm telling you, man, it probably just, if you trace it back, like, what are your intentions? What are you upset about? It's so that the black woman can be lifted up, because within the black community, we don't like to see black men being lifted up, aka Jonathan Owens and his wife. They don't like seeing that. And on the other hand, if they see a black man with a white woman, It's like, oh, I should be there. And why aren't I there or another black woman? When really, I believe when a man has options and he can choose and he has a lot of pressure in his life, he's going to pick a woman who brings him peace, a woman who's not going to try to elevate herself higher than him in every possible case, and has this like modern feminist way of looking at things. And for Jonathan Owens, that was Simone Biles.
Why do you think people got so upset?
First of all, that interview had nothing to do with me. It was all for him. So I think they were mad that he didn't include me in the interview, but he has to have his moments too, and I let him have it. Whenever I go to football games, I'm not like, hey, look at me, Simone Biles is here. I just want to see my man in that uniform. Give me a little kiss. Good luck out there.
Do you guys hear that? She's okay with her man taking the spotlight. When a lot of these chicks fantasize about marriage, bro, it's worship. It's you doing the Russell Wilson thing. He was like, that's my girl. I love her. Great. And she's a black woman, but they don't like it because it does not fit the feminist female, and in this case, black narrative. I just think it's not only ironic, but it's also kind of comical, right? It's comical that the same women who can't lock down a husband to save their lives are triggered at both these events. Now, I also heard another perspective from a black woman who dated a couple of NFL players, and here's what she had to say about her experience and what those men usually demand when you date them. This is just, of course, just one woman's opinion, but I think it's worth listening to. Let's check it out.
There's a lot of NFL related conversations happening right now with the draft picks happening, and a lot of people are discussing a coincidence that they have seen with these black players showing up to their sofas with non-black women. I have a bit of a contribution to that topic, and I'm only speaking from my own perspective, from my experience of the NFL players that I have encountered. Dated one, spoken to one long term.
What does it say there? There's some writing. It says they need me. Get a screenshot of that so you guys can possibly read along and correct me, because some people like to do that. It says they need you to be very self-sufficient in every area outside of finances. They will cover you financially, but you will need to be able to handle all the other needs for the both of you. He does not have time to coach you into anything. He's busy. You must be very agreeable. They scattered. They scattered.
This coffee smells like shit.
They spit that coffee out so fast. Agreeable. Pleasant. Submissive. I gotta go. Goes on to say, and cooperate. And so I have a feeling that she's approaching this like, a chosen one. Which the funny thing is, that is who they think. They think they all deserve NFL players, athletes, movie actors, entrepreneurs. I mean, they just think they all deserve the best, don't they? Why make fun of it now that you struggled to qualify, right? Let's keep listening.
Got to know one, just a talking stage, nothing really happened. Not that they don't like black women, I am unambiguously black. They like agreeableness, that's the word. They want you to be agreeable, want you to just keep quiet and agree to everything. He can come outside to them and be like, wow, look how green the sky is, and you got to agree that the sky is green.
That's right. That's right. Tell me that sky is green. That's right.
If you tell him it's blue, there's a problem. If you tell him it's blue, all of a sudden he's going to say you're messing up his mental. Everything is all about them. They will get you nice things. They will get you nice things. But it doesn't feel like a relationship. If you're his sit-in therapist, basically. So you'll sit there, he'll talk to you when he wants to. If he's in a bad mood, had a bad game, he doesn't want to talk, you've got to understand that he doesn't want to talk. A lot of black women do experience the privilege of being able to just be in a position where you can just turn your brains off and trust your man to do everything. A lot of black women are in survival mode, and these guys can't deal with somebody that's in survival mode because he is so focused on his game. There's also conversations around the fact that they are being groomed to talk to other races of women. Yes, that too. But it's not that they don't find black women physically attractive. It's not that they would never ever speak to a black woman. But a lot of them are wanting somebody to be in a relationship with them, to watch them be in a relationship by themselves.
Let's talk about a little bit what she said there, because the first thing she said is, if the sky is blue and he says it's green, you better agree. Just the way she framed that whole discussion and scenario, I can see why she wouldn't do well with someone who needs you to play the helpmate and needs you to play the background within the relationship. Yeah. All those words. Because, of course, he wasn't trying to convince her the sun was green. That's just crazy, right? But it was a situation where she thought she knew what she was talking about. And he's like, no, you don't. Like, I'm right. And you need to trust me on this. And she felt like she didn't have as much of a voice as she wanted to have within the relationship. That's an issue with a lot of women today. We are a hyper-independent generation. Men too. And the more that a man needs you to submit and let him lead because you're coming into his plan, his vision, right? You're riding along. You are a feature, right? You're not the writer of the song. You're featuring in a part of that. I know it hurts. It hurts independent, strong women to hear that. But that's what you are in that situation. And the way she framed that, she didn't like that. The second thing is she talked about how you have to be that man's therapist. And she said it in sort of this condescending way. I just see that as he just wants you to listen and talk to him. He wants somebody there to talk to when he's had a tough day. The problem is she probably just wanted to get a little bit too involved, right? Let's keep listening.
Another observation I made is the fact that a lot of these guys do not have the social skills that it takes to be around a typical Black person. Obviously, there's not that many Black British women roaming around the streets of America. So a lot of my friends in America are Black American women. I used to date these guys and I brought them around my friends. They didn't have much to say. When I brought them around my Caucasian friends, they were more open. I never thought about that until now. It's not really a topic that sits in my head. There are a certain type of men and they need a certain type of woman. And that woman can be Black, she could be anything. They tend to find it in non-Black women. Just my opinion based on the three that I've met. If you're wondering where I met them, they're not that hard to find in Florida, if anybody's looking for them. But yeah, that's what I've got to say about that.
Not that hard to find to get your cheeks clapped. That is probably a fact. Yes. Fast nozzle. Hey, listen, guys, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Cofee Pod. Do we have anything else here? I don't think we do. I think that's it. Appreciate you guys. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.